Oh, right. So, messed up. I forgot the time. And anyway, welcome to Shooting the Shit episode. Whatever the episode it says it is. It's 239. Yay, that's it. Anyway, so I was late because I just got something working. I've been trying to get work for a wee while. And I got distracted on doing the settings because I was like, oh yeah, it works now. And then I got distracted going through all the settings to find out how to make it work better. And I was just like, oh no. Because, yeah. And I finally got it to work and I was like, oh, that's why it didn't work all that time. Because I figured out another setting somewhere else that made everything work. But the only thing that made me look into it is I had to get a new keyboard because the cat spilt iron brew over it. The old one, that total broke it. So I had to get a new one. And it's got all these RGB lighting effects and shit. And I've got this wallpaper engine thing that can make it do stuff if you play audio, like it can change the keyboard's colours and stuff. So, because the keyboard makers only let you use that function if you buy one of their audio headsets, right? The cheeky bastards. But I found out if you use this wallpaper engine, which I had well before the keyboard, that can enable it anyway. So I went, so if you get certain wallpapers from the Steam Workshop, you can enable that function.
Okay.
And I just basically got it to work, and I was like, oh, right. And then, but also I had wallpaper that wasn't really working properly because it was supposed to do stuff with the sound, and I just couldn't figure out how. But it's only to get this keyboard thing to work, because it pisses me off that the company don't let you use that option, even though it's possible, unless you plug in your shitty headset, right? That fucking annoyed me. I was like, no cunts, there's a way for me to do this. So that annoyed me, and because they done that, it's made me look into the wallpaper engine software settings more than I did ever before, and I finally got the audio thing working on the wallpaper as well, which I didn't have working for ages, but I never bothered about it really because I wasn't using it. So I was like, nah, I know it's not working, but I can't be arsed going through it to figure out what's wrong. So basically, in my stubbornness to just do a fuck you to the keyboard manufacturer, I got that working. So fuck you, Corsair, you know who you are, you piece of shit. Every other keyboard manufacturer lets you use it, apart from you, because you want me to buy your shitty headset. Guess what, I'm not buying your shitty headset. I can get other software that makes your shitty keyboard do what you should have let it do in the first place. So suck my penis. Anyway, yeah, it just totally pisses me off because they had that function before they brought out their headset, right? And then they basically take it away and then go, you need our shitty headset if you want this to work with your keyboard now. Like, fuck off, you arseholes. Anyway, so you should get into your articles, or should we do that? Have you been fed yet?
I have articles.
Yeah, have you been fed yet?
No.
Right. God damn it. You should eat.
You're gonna be.
Yeah. Hopefully you're not as long as last week, because last week was... You were away too long. You were away for about an hour.
I was away for like 45 minutes, I think. I think I was away for 45 minutes. And that's because I was like, oh crap, I didn't actually plan a meal. So I had to be like, what am I going to eat? And I had to like Usually I have a meal planned already that's easy, and since I didn't like pre-plan, it wasn't an easy meal to make. So that's what
Fair enough.
happened.
Fair enough. Yeah, you did take
I
a wee
haven't.
while. I was starting to struggle. I
Yeah.
was like, shit, what am I going to do? I've only got these two things. Anyway, I have a few things. But anyway, it doesn't matter because you're going to do your thing. And then I'll maybe do like two things. And then we'll get into a real shit. So anyway, yeah, go. Because there's Google leaks that I want to go through, and there's a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a Zoe Quinn thing. Did you want to start out with that?
Oh, I have a Zoe Quinn thing too. Is it from the
Okay.
post-millennial?
No, it's from Bounding into Comics.
Okay. It's probably covering the same thing, but aye, go, yeah, post. We'll do that first, because she's a bitch. In fact, that's one of the reasons this shit started in the first place for me, so... It's her fault. If you break it all down, it's her fault.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Alright, so this one's...
Oh, okay. This isn't the bad thing. See, I've got a really
Yeah.
bad thing on her.
I feel like you do. I feel like we should do the bad thing first, and
Yeah.
then this.
Yeah, because this is after all the shit went down.
So,
So we'll keep that for later.
yeah, let's do Zoe Quinn later.
Yeah.
It like pisses me off. Let me get this one I'm pissed off about. Okay, we'll do this one.
Okay, let me see. What are we doing? We are... Oh, yeah. I've seen you tweeting about this.
Did you see me ranting about it?
I know nothing about this. Honestly,
I've been ranting about it like
I've seen you ranting.
yesterday. Yeah, and then today.
Mm.
Like, I'm so pissed about it, man.
Yeah, I've noticed. I wanted to fuck with you, but then I noticed how pissed you were, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to say it. Because I wanted to just say, I just wanted to say, just do it and buy a new PC, and then you can play games with me.
It would not have happened. I would have ranted at you.
I know, that's why I shut my face. Because I thought of it, right? But then I looked down the list of tweets about it, and I was just like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. She's pissed. I'm going to get a horn.
I had somebody that was like, post a picture of like, this is Aunt Varnish getting mad at Andrew Yang or whatever,
Yeah.
and he like posted like angry pictures or something.
Yeah.
That were kind of funny or whatever, and I was like, I'm very upset, and he's like, yeah, I know. I was like, I couldn't help it because you don't get mad very often, and I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
really don't. So like, Andrew Yang like effed up pretty bad to make the narwhal mad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you gotta mess up pretty bad if I'm mad at you. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, so this is the New York Times article I decided to go ahead and read. Sorry, I yawned in the middle of that. So Andrew Yang's debate pledge, he'll give 10 people $1,000 a month. Is that legal? Okay, first things first is I don't care if it's legal or illegal. Alright, I find it unethical. But during the Democratic debate in Houston, Mr. Yang announced that he would use campaign funds to distribute 10 freedom dividends. The move raises questions about possible campaign finance violations. Andrew Yang, the entrepreneur who has promised to provide every American adult with $1,000 a month if he's elected president, announced at the Democratic debate on Thursday that he would distribute such payments to 10 people for the next year. It's time to trust ourselves more than our politicians, Mr. Yang said during his opening statement as he made the announcement. This is how we will get our country working for us again, the American people. But unlike earlier in his campaign, when Mr. Yang paid what he calls freedom dividends out of his own pocket to 3 families, his advisors said the money for the latest round of payments would be funded by campaign donations raised questions about whether such a giveaway violates federal election law. Campaign finance expert says that while federal rules prohibit campaigns from giving people anything of value as an incentive to vote, Mr. Yang would not be breaking the law in that area if he did not ask people's votes in return. So it's like he's trying to like get around it like a sleazy effing car salesman. It's so gross. I hate it. I didn't say you needed to vote for me. I'm just gonna give this money away. You know? Like, it's shady. It's the shadiest thing. I hate him so much. But Federal Election Commission's rules do prohibit the use of campaign funds on personal expenses. To differentiate legitimate campaign expenses from personal expenses, regulators must determine whether the expense would exist even if the candidate were not running for office. Mr. Yang's campaign said that late Thursday that they planned payments would press legal muster because they would not exist if not for the campaign. The payments, his advertisers added, were part of a broad effort to educate the public about Mr. Yang's signature polity, a function directly tied to the campaign and allowed under the law. Normally, when you give money to presidential campaigns, it goes to expensive consultants and ads, Mr. Yang campaign said in the statement. For the first time in history, a presidential campaign is going to give money back to the people. No, you're bribing people. However, FEC rules specifically that the personal use campaign funds by any person is prohibited, and that the families that would receive $12,000 over the course of a year from Mr. Yang would almost certainly spend the extra money on such expenses, which experts say could be problematic. Campaign donors gave their hard-earned money to fund campaign activities, and the law makes it clear that paying personal expenses is not a campaign activity, said Adev Noti, former Associate General Counsel at the FEC. When donors give, they have a reasonable expectation that their money will be used on the campaign and not in somebody's car payment. Mr. Yang's advisor says Thursdays it was their understanding that the personal use status applies only to the candidate and his campaign. The $1,000 payments would begin sometime in the fall and would continue once a month for a year, regardless of whether Mr. Yang remained in the race for president. His campaign said advisors said they would ask people to apply for the dividends on the campaign website and would select the recipients based on their applications. Mr. Yang's campaign has framed the planned payments as an original idea never previously undertaken by a presidential candidate. One expert in campaign finance law said he could not recall a time when the FEC had been forced to consider the legality of a stipend, I don't know that word, like the one Mr. Yang is proposing. Andrew Yang's use of campaign funds to give freedom dividends to supporters would push the boundaries of and perhaps break campaign finance law, said Paul Simus Ryan, a vice president at Common Cause, a nonpartisan organization that promotes government accountability. This unprecedented use of campaign funds would give rise to a bunch of novel legal questions. Mr. Yang's advisors raised a similar point Thursday, noting that the unusual nature of the giveaway means that federal agencies have not yet issued a definitive ruling on its legality. However, they asserted that those agencies would find their arguments convincing. Experts note that every person who gets paid by a campaign in exchange for goods and services, or both, like caterers at a campaign event, eventually cashes their paycheck and uses the money for personal expenses, exercising a sort of conversion that the FEC does not prohibit. They suggest that the bolster his legal argument, Mr. Yang's campaign would potentially ask the dividend the condition of getting the money and then argued the payments are permissible because they represented compensation at market value. Mr. Yang, however, has repeatedly said that the dividends he is proposing would be given out with no strings attached.
So there's no strings attached, so just go for it and don't fucking vote for him.
No, that's that's against my morals. I would not do that.
I just
free money. I find it.
Money.
I don't care. What I could see what he's doing. I find it unethical, and I'm not going to participate in it. And I don't care how much free money he was giving out.
No, you would. Come on.
No. Like, I'm not for sale.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, I bet you would. If he was offering like $1 billion or something, you definitely.
He could offer me $1 billion. I would not give him my vote.
No, but that's the thing. You don't have to give him your vote. You just take his money.
I find what he's doing extremely unethical. I hope he does not win the presidency. I don't even agree with his. I know what he's doing. It's like for this thing or whatever that all Americans would get a base pay. So if you weren't
who is he?
Who's a presidential candidate? A Democratic presidential candidate.
I've never seen him in my life before though. I just know that you were mad as fuck because he was paying people to give him fucking votes or some shit.
It's basically what it is without him saying you need to give me a vote to enter this. You know.
Yeah.
Instead of that, it's kind of like.
Could you imagine the shit show that would happen if that was Trump?
It's still like a sort of bribery. It's like a shady bribery.
It's a get around that Trump would use. Okay, it's a get around that a Trump person would use. Fucking Trump would do that.
Trump didn't do this. Though.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he would.
He didn't, and he has not done anything like this.
He didn't, but I think he might.
No, but if he did, the Democrats.
Could you imagine the shit show? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Could
they
you
would
imagine
be
that shit
pissed.
Show? Mm-hmm.
But I'm consistent. I'd be pissed no matter who did it. I'm consistent.
Honestly, I'd just take the money. That's what I'd do. I just be like, thing. Because I don't give a fuck who gets in. Because they're all cunts anyway. Like, what has any of them ever fucking done for any cunt? Fuck all. They just sit there and get all the money and make stupid decisions all day. And most of the decisions aren't even them. It's fucking committee based. Maybe not so much with your president because he's got the executive order thing. So, might be a wee bit different.
He makes the decision, but there's like 2 other branches of government that balance that out.
Right.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
It's not like he's not like a ruler that can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, it's not like our one. Our one just I mean, they just go, yeah, I'm the head of the parliament. I'm the prime minister. You should do what I say. But that's about all the power they've got. Like, it's the rest of the other people in the parliament that make the actual rules. They vote on it, right? So he goes, I want to do this, and he puts it forward in Parliament, and because he's the Prime Minister, he's got more clout over everyone else, but that doesn't mean he's going to get all the votes, right? It just means he's got more power than everyone else, but he can't really like, if everyone votes against him, he's fucked. If half of them vote against him, he's fucked. If
yeah, the president can be stopped by other branches of government that we have in place.
Right.
So he can't, like, rule with an iron fist kind of thing. But there are things that he could do and override as well, depending. It's, like, kind of complicated.
I don't think ours can. I'm not sure. It's probably complicated, and it's weird. But all I know is, I've been living here for 30 years, and we've had loads of the bastards, and nothing's changed for me. So, like, it doesn't matter who gets in. Like, nothing much changes at all. Like, certain wee things do, but it takes time, and by the time it does, they're ousted anyway. So there's not a lot that actually happens. It's so fucking slow, and it doesn't really matter who gets in as long as they're not a fucking dictator and try and fuck shit up, like really fuck shit up, which none of them have the power to do anyway. So I find it fucking pointless, like the whole fucking shenanigans. It's like, fuck it, I'll take your money and fucking vote for you, because you're probably the same as the last guy that was fucking in anyway. Like, you're going to do fuck all. Anyway, what were you saying about this minimum thing that you were talking about?
Wait, what minimum thing?
What his policy is. A minimum for all American people. What does that mean? Because don't you already have minimum wage?
I can't remember what he called it, okay? But, like, it's like a minimum wage that you just automatically get. So it's $1,000 a month. Everybody in the United States would get $1,000 a month.
Wait.
Okay?
Even if they're not working?
Yeah. So, well, I don't know if the ones working would get it. So, like, maybe if you're making a livable wage. But the ones not working get, like, $1,000 a month, okay? Or if you're not making enough. I don't know. There's, like, other little things. I didn't look too much into it. But that's where the whole $1,000 a month thing is. Like, it's like a base, like, pay, livable, like, pay that every American would get no matter what. And then...
Okay.
And then, like, so he's, like, testing it out on how it would work with the families that are going to win his thing.
Where's the money coming from?
Taxes?
Like,
so it would just be, like, another expense. You could make it happen if you, like, cut down our military expenses, for example. Right. Which I could say, oh, yeah, our military expenses could be cut down, but it's not like I want to see them going towards $1,000 a month for everybody. I'd rather be like, okay, let's put that in education and stuff. You know what I mean?
Well,
that's what I'd rather see. Like,
or,
you know, we can lift up healthcare. We could lift up. We could put a bit more in healthcare. We could lift up like some schools and communities and stuff, and make the schools more even, so that if you live in a shitty community, you should still have a nice. Yeah, you should still have a nice teacher,
or a better teacher or whatever. Like, well, no, I'm not dissing on teachers, because teachers can be really good, but sometimes if you want a really good one, you have to pay for it, right? That's just the way it is. The
really good ones will be in the nicer neighborhoods, and stuff.
Or
I had great teachers.
Or the really good. Sometimes even the really good ones are like, nah, I want to go work with these down. The down schools that are down, because they need that, if that makes sense, and they take a lower wage because they just want to do that, right?
Yeah, sometimes the teacher can't afford to take the lower wage kind of thing, so it doesn't it varies. It's not like a poor school can have like a bad teacher, but sometimes like they can have a good teacher and the teacher just doesn't have the resources to work with. So it could be even better. So, like, that's something I would like to see. I don't agree with this $1,000 thing, because I feel like it could breed complacency. Like, why work? I'm just gonna get this money anyways. So you're lazy or whatever. I don't think you should get something for like that for absolutely nothing. I'd be for, like, because somebody said it was like because lower skill jobs might be that leaves just skill jobs.
Yep.
I was like, well, I would be more for training people for the skilled jobs.
But there's not enough jobs.
It depends, because
there just isn't.
No. Just because there's automation anytime, even throughout history, where people thought that these jobs are going to all disappear.
Actually, throughout history, during the changeover, there was fucking depression.
During the change, you like lost jobs and stuff, but it also eventually created different jobs. Does that make sense?
Yeah, eventually, but by that time, you're fucking the people that have been doing whatever work are getting too old to go back into training, so they're fucked and they're left on the heap. And that is going to happen massive scale this time, though. Like, completely fucking massive scale. Because, well, you can see it happening already. You go into McDonald's, you have a self-service checkout. That's one job done that no one needs to do anymore, right? You go into Tesco's or the other big shopping places. There's a whole row of automated things, self-service automated things. How many jobs is that? You count each machine and say that would be a job, that would be a job, that would be a job. How many jobs is that? That's a lot, right? And then, and as soon as these Amazon fucking robot things come into the warehouses that Amazon are putting up, how many people work in Amazon warehouses? Fucking loads. So all their jobs are going to be gone.
Yeah, I'm not saying that jobs would not disappear. I'm just saying that they'll probably create new jobs. Plus, if you think about it, if McDonald's currently they've kept the jobs for the cashiers, even though they have the machines there. But let's say they got rid of the cashiers completely and just put in more machines.
Yeah.
They would be able to serve more customers, so there would probably be, because it's just machines, because they take up less space.
Yeah, but where's the job going to be for the cashier? If they're not cooking chips, you only need one person cooking chips or burgers. They can move. So where are they going to move to?
They could, if you put on like a bunch of those machines or whatever to serve more customers at a place, you're going to need more people in the back. And then you're also going to need somebody that can maintain. So the cashiers would just move to the back, or they could get the skill job would be maintaining. Yeah,
right. No, okay. Right, but and
there might be other jobs.
What if
like
the person can only do that one job?
They can only do a cashier.
Yeah, say they're stupid as shit, and that's the only job they can do. You can't retrain them, or you could try, but it's not going to work. What do you do with them?
There is nobody that is the only job they can do as a cashier.
No, this is hypothetical.
And at the same time of them being too stupid. Because cashier takes more brains than somebody putting the fries in the fryer.
Maybe.
It does. And
it's a possibility. That maybe not, because you have to count to be a cashier, right? You have to know how to fucking count. Mm-hmm. If you're putting chips in a fryer, you don't need to count. So
yeah, it's just an up and down action, like right. In fryer and then out fryer.
And everyone that whacks off knows how to do that.
Yeah, that's why these are like unskilled jobs. Like the cashier, I think, is more skilled than the fry person. But like that's why they're unskilled jobs, because like everybody can do them anyways. So that's why you get the lower pay, and that could be why McDonald's is putting in the machines, because flipping $15 an hour is a lot for somebody to stand there and flip burgers and be at a cash register.
But that still means you're going to have that person is now going to have to either go to college and get in debt to get a shitty degree that they can't use.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying instead of giving it, I would be more for, and I'm not really for like free college. Okay, I'm really not too much for
I
that.
am.
It really depends. I feel like I'm for programs to help people in poor situations.
No, we do it here, right? We do it here.
I know you do here.
Right. So
I know you do it
but the problem I've got with it, right, is I would limit it to the certain things that the country needs. Like, so...
But then you're taking away people's, like, choice or whatever and what they want to do.
No, I'm not. I'm saying... No, I'm not. No, you can pay... Look, if you want to pay for your own degree, fucking go ahead. Right? What I'm saying is, if you... we need, say... I don't know. Say we need doctors or nurses, right? Say, right. So... the government, if you want to go into nursing or doctorings or buildings or mechanics or like whatever the country
I
needs.
see what you're saying. They have options available but necessary jobs that are needed at the time.
The government are
the only ones that are free.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
All right, that's a little better.
You can get any degree you want, right? I'm not stopping you. Like, but you pay for it. But I'm saying, if whatever thing the country needs more of, like say they need more doctors, then all right, if you want to go for a doctor's degree, the government pays. The government goes, okay, we'll pay for it. We'll put you through college. We'll educate you as a doctor, right?
If we need some more scientists.
We need some more scientists. Well, for certain fields, because there's different fields, you just go, okay, we'll do that. We'll do this. Because at the moment, we do everything. You could just do it, right? You just do it. And doesn't work because people get shitty degrees that they can't use anyway, right? So that's a waste of that's a waste of the government's resources. So that's the only problem I see with it, is it could be a waste of government resources. But if you do it the way I'm saying it, then it's not a waste, because you're trying to fix what
only useful degrees. I could get behind that a little bit more. But anyways, I could get behind, like I was saying though, is I could get behind educating and training people for skilled jobs way more than I could get behind somebody just getting $1,000. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, no, that's what I agree with that.
Because I just do not like people getting something for like absolutely nothing. That's what that would be. It would be just sitting on your ass. You're a totally capable person, and then I feel like, you know, that breeds complacency. It's bad for innovation. It's bad for growth of you know, your society. Because why would I go out and work? There's going to be a lot of people, okay? Because even if they could get money, if they could go out and work, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be like, why would I go out and work? Yeah, I just will get this for free.
I would do that.
Yeah, see? And so it's like, that's like, actually, those are the issues I have for it.
I wouldn't, because I don't, but like, I know what you mean. But I don't.
You understand where I'm coming from.
I know what you're trying to say, but I don't actually think. Sometimes it works like that, and sometimes it doesn't, because like it gets boring as fuck, and you have to do something. Like you have to do something. Right?
You can either people would get bored, but there's something that they're doing won't be constructive. It might sometimes be constructive, but that's not a guarantee of being constructive. Whereas if you train them for a skilled job, that's 100% going to be a constructive thing that happens. Giving them money is not. Yeah. And money does not fix, it doesn't even fix, giving people money doesn't fix problems, and it doesn't fix poverty. Okay? And we've seen this.
Okay, no,
we can point to any time that people have been like win lotteries and stuff.
Do you know the problem? Do you know the actual the problem with my idea, right? With, and yours, is why would I bother training my own guys when I can just get an immigrant to do it?
Well, you would still have to pay the immigrant the
No, we didn't.
Not
if he got educated in his place and we just took him over.
No, I'm saying, yeah, if you brought him over here, you would have to pay him the same as if you trained somebody here.
No, we didn't, because I wouldn't have to pay for his training if he's already trained. Or if he's paying for it himself.
Okay, no, I understand that point, but what I'm saying is for him to do the job would be the same pay. Right. And it wouldn't be that would only be a problem.
But that would work out cheaper.
Okay, wait. That would only be a problem if we were relying on corporations to train people, which we don't. It would be the government training its people. For the jobs. It'd be the government paying for it, so companies aren't going to care. They're not going to bring over.
Yeah. Okay. So
There's no financial benefit. The only way that there's only way that there's like a financial benefit.
That would actually stop immigration. Actually, that'd have the opposite effect if we just trained our own people. If we're just like, no,
we would still need some, because legal immigration.
Okay, no, here, like even though it's legal immigration. Okay, so our problem right now, right? I've got an example of this. They were bitching about it on the news, right?
Okay.
And I was like, how fucking privileged are you cunts? What are you talking about, right? So what's happened is, right, we had an influx of like European. It was the Polish and Polish, and there was other ones. I can't remember. The Polish were the latest ones. As soon as they got in the EU, right, boom, all of them just jumped over here, right, and they're all grabbing up all the like labour jobs and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you wanted a labour job, tough shit, because this Polish builder's already got it. He's been in Poland building houses for a while, so he's got a better track record than you do, right? So he gets hired, you don't, right? So so what happened was the wages plummeted, right? So we were like, fuck working for that. They were like, holy shit, yeah, because I can send half the money. What they were doing is they were coming over in groups, right? And renting a house out, and there was 20 of them staying in one house, right? It's a one bed house, and there's like 20 of them fucking staying in it, right? And they're just sending the money back to Poland. And then, because the Polish wages were so low compared to what they are over here, they would stay here, build up quite a bit of money over there, go back, and then come back over here like every 6 months or whatever, right? So so on the news, there was this builder company guy complaining that Brexit made his company pay more for builders because a lot of the European workers had left out of fear of what's going to happen at Brexit. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to have to pay more because half of the guys that I had employed are leaving and they're not coming back, and it's all because of Brexit. So I have to pay more."
That's terrible. That's so shitty. That's a company, though. That's corporations.
But imagine going on the news and crying about that. It's like, holy shit, man. Like, really? That's what you're complaining about? That's why you voted to stay in the EU, because you want to fuck people over? And it's like, so our builders were getting fucked over because you were employing cheaper labour. You dirty, dirty bastard. See, that's
don't you have like a minimum wage though?
Yeah, but the building's over minimum wage.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Even here, construction, you get paid more.
Yeah, but they were still paying less because they would take the lower wages, right? Our guys were going like, fuck that. Why'd I work my ass off for that money? Go fuck yourself. Right.
That's not really good for the economy either, because they're sending all the money back.
Right. No, yeah, but that's the problem.
So they wouldn't be spending it here, or like, I guess not here. They wouldn't be spending it in your country.
Well,
a little bit,
yeah.
But they're mostly saving it, and it's mostly going to Poland in your instance.
Right,
which probably happened here, but like maybe with Mexicans.
That was happening everywhere, right? That was like all over. Every time a new place would get in the European Union, you got the same thing over and over again. So the Polish would then get pissed off because these new guys had come in and they take their jobs because they were getting paid cheaper, right? So even the Polish were getting pissed off. They were like, fuck this. I was getting this, now I'm getting that. What the fuck? So, like, every time the EU brought in another country, it happened, right? Because it doesn't.
Does it happen because you guys got like that free travel thing?
Yes.
Between things.
Yes.
Okay, because we don't have that. We don't have that.
I know, but this is why it happens. It's because we've got the free travel, Europe free travel shit, right? This is why it happens. That's why everyone wants out the EU. The people that are lower down, the middle class don't notice it because, well, I'm not sure if they do. I think they do, but don't want to say because they're the ones that fucking run the companies, right? But that's why they call all the working class ignorant Nazi bastards, right? Because we know exactly what immigration does to our economy. The working class economy fucking plummets because of that, right? But they don't give a shit because they make more money, right? Because they're building the same houses. They're just paying for cheaper labour. So of course they like it, right? It's the fucking the guys at the bottom that get fucked. Anyway, yeah, that's I couldn't believe it when I heard it on the radio. I was like, the fuck is this guy? He's complaining because the Polish are leaving and the immigrants that have come over from Europe are now leaving and he has to pay more because it's supply and demand. It's like, wow, the balls in this guy. That's fucking ignorant as fuck. And not only that, the interviewer was agreeing with him. I was like, what's wrong with you? Say, look, what are you talking about? Why don't you just pay people a fucking wage that they're going to do the work for? Why supply and demand, you little shit, right? Fucking pay more, you get more people working.
They don't
for
like
you.
they don't like the supply and demand when it's going the way that they don't want. That's probably what happened. That's like basically, I shouldn't say properly, but basically what happened during the Black Death that killed so many Europeans. Then there was like this, because there was too many people for jobs and they were getting paid like fucking pennies, you know? And then the Black Death happened and there wasn't enough workers, and then they really started to demand. And like, even though there was things that they tried to do to put a stop to it, because if a worker wasn't getting paid, they would leave that estate to go work at one that was paying more, you know? So you basically could kind of get other people's workers to come over to you because you're like, I'll pay you a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway,
they tried to stop that kind of. Well, let me finish. They tried to stop that kind of movement, but people obviously still did it.
Right. I think we'll leave YouTube there. I think that's what we'll do. Yeah. Okay. We'll say bye to YouTube, and you can go get your food. Bye YouTube. Because we've been on. I'll go get food. We can stop talking about Yang. I hate him. I think that this is unethical. So. I would just take the money. Bye YouTube.